同學，今次我們將會學習 Group Discussion Question Type of Preparing for a Debate 2 Concept Group Discussion Question Type of Preparing for Debate 2上兩課提過 Debate Question 的 outline 和 Sample Answers 今課繼續教 Debate Speech 的 Language Pay attention to the vocabulary for describing the skills in a debate. A. Outline of the debate contest. Point 1. There will be an opening statement made by our team. This will be 3 to 5 minutes long and should state our team's position and argument solution we will be proposing. Point 2. We should prepare at least 15 questions that can be asked of each of our 3 opponents. This should be on separate sheets of paper on a note card for easy reference. The questions should be specifically directed to our opponents and should be concise and clear. Point 3. We should have answers prepared which will be used to respond to our opponents' questions. Imagine that we are from the other teams and determine what questions may be asked of our team. Point 4. We should have final conclusive argument statements drawn up which will be written at the end of the debate. This should be no longer than 7 minutes. We should take notes during the entire debate so that we may refer to this in our final presentation of our team's views. We should determine who will be responsible for each portion of our team's debate. It is up to us to prepare ourselves for the challenge that lies ahead. We must make sure that we have a solid background regarding our material, have plenty of evidence to back up claims, be creative so that we can cycle our opponents. Let's hope that it will be a pleasant tournament experience. The speeches should include an introduction that is informational, relevant, enticing in content, forceful in tone, and conversational in delivery. B. Defining the motion. For a difficult idea, it is necessary to define the motion. We need to spend a moment looking at this motion more closely. 我們需要花一點時間看這個議題的。Most people would take this to mean 大多數人會認為這意味着 Task 1. Read the following debate question in paper 4. Recently, the scientists have succeeded conducting experiments in sheep cloning. The cloning sheep is identical with the original one. Nowadays, the scientists are starting to clone the other animals such as cows, pigs, and the like. After the cloned animals have been produced, the food supply is no longer a big problem for the human beings in the future. Now, the scientists have an idea of cloning the human beings. However, many people disagree with the human cloning. Your teacher has organized a debate with the motion. Human cloning should be banned. He has given you the above article to help you prepare for the debate. Your group does not know whether you will have to speak for or against the motion. You may want to collect arguments speaking for the motion and speaking against the motion. You may want to talk about the benefits of human cloning, the problems human beings face in the process of human cloning, what type of animals they can choose for cloning, anything else you think important. Task. Now jot down your look at least one argument for prompting question. Suggested answers. Arguments for human cloning. Human cloning can help to recreate the tissues or the parts of our body. Since we have the human clones, we can take the tissues from the clones' bodies. As now there is a shortage of the tissues of the human body such as kidney, livers, the blood, and the like. Human cloning can increase the supply of the organs. Especially for the blood, there are some types of blood that is very fine and there is not much stock left, such as blood type AB-. Moreover, it can help to cure some of the incurable diseases, such as liver cancer, since we can use the organs or the blood from the clone to replace the bad organs or the bad blood. Human cloning can help to develop medicine. We can conduct some experiments on the clones instead of rats or rabbits, so we can look at the real effects of some medicine on the human bodies and do not need to predict the effects of the medicine on the human bodies. Therefore, the scientists can produce the medicine which is more suitable and fewer harmful effects on human beings. Human cloning can help discover the space. We can send some cloned animals in the Mars to conduct a field research whether human beings are suitable to live in Mars, since many of the scientists have predicted that Mars is suitable for human beings to live. Arguments against human cloning. However, there are some problems of human cloning. Who is in charge of looking after the clones? The scientist? Or the person who has been cloned? This is an unanswered question. Moreover, how can we identify the clones? Since the appearance of the clones and the people who have been cloned are identical, how can we know which one is the real one? If one of the clones has broken the law, who is responsible for penalty? Should the police catch the original person or just catch the clone? Many problems arise in society when we have human cloning. What are the rights of the clones? Should we treat the clones the same as the human beings or lower class human beings? Not many people will like the clones as they think they are monsters. Imagine that one day when you wake up in the morning and suddenly you see that there is another you standing in front of you. What will you feel? Of all the people walking along identical, will you scare? Since there are a number of identical persons, you will feel that there is no individuality, and you will feel that they are inferior. So the value of that person decreases rapidly. Lives will no longer be valued. So the tyrant terrorists may produce many clones to help them to expand their powers. Concluding arguments. There are many advantages and disadvantages in human cloning. Since both of the advantages and disadvantages can bring many great effects to us, we should think twice before we make the decision on human cloning. The way to organize the arguments. We have to define the motion first, and then give the evidence of the advantages, disadvantages of human cloning, depending on the side we take. Then we quote actual examples to substantiate our points. Practice. Prepare a note card and jot down at least 1 to 2 arguments for each side. Part A. Group discussion. Preparation 10 minutes. Discussion 8 minutes per group of 4 candidates. You will be given 10 minutes to prepare for the group discussion. You may make notes on the note card provided. During the discussion, you can refer to your notes. Do not write anything on this instruction sheet. In most countries, health experts are worried about growing problem. Obesity reaching epidemic levels, especially among young people, and studies have shown that teenagers are increasingly suffering from diseases such as diabetes, which used to affect only older people. Various causes for this problem have been discussed, but it cannot be ignored that some young people do far too little exercise these days, and many preferring sedentary amusements such as watching TV or playing computer games. Studies have shown a correlation between physical activity and improved mental alertness. In one study, schools were asked to include more physical exercise in their timetables. Even when other classes were cut to make room for this, there was no reduction in academic performance. Some scientists have even suggested that more physical exercise could result in improved grades. As a result, calls have been made for schools to get more involved in encouraging students to exercise. Some experts even believe sports should form part of the school curriculum, making it compulsory for students to do their daily exercise. Your teacher has organized a debate with a motion. Students will be required to join a sports club in the school. He has given you the above article to help you prepare for the debate. Your group does not know whether you will have to speak for or against the motion. You may want to collect arguments speaking for the motion and speaking against the motion. You may want to talk about how joining a sports club can benefit students, what problems they may face in the school, what sports activities they need to join, anything else you think important. Now, do the exercise to test yourself by exercise and suggested answers. Prepare a note card and jot down at least 3 arguments for speaking for the motion. Your teacher has organized a debate with the motion. Computer games do more harm than good.